Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Tom. I don't know if you appreciate testimonials, but well, here it is. So I've been in a very bad, dark place not too long ago, maybe 3 months, 4 months ago. Very angry, very self-centered, very reactive. I have a beautiful family, and they all suffered for it. Then the dark night of the soul came, and I had to change my life. So first I got interested in AI, then I got interested in politics, then I got interested in UFOs, and finally I got interested in consciousness. That's how I found you. I've maybe listened to one or two tracks from Mr. Bob Monroe's Gateway program, and I had my OBE. It changed my life. It completely changed my life. I got rid of my addiction. I got even more peaceful, But what happens next is even more profound because I got invited as a volunteer to your Consciousness Hub, and I became a contributor there as your TikTok editor. So I'm living my dream now. I'm doing something important, right? For you and for everybody. I'm looking for some loopholes in your theory, but I'm sorry, you'll never find one. I'm sorry. You can only confront people who are on a wrong path right now with their own thought forms. But my question is, my OBE got rid of my addiction, my problem, and it became a problem because now I see those experiences as something that I truly desire. And I know intellectually that this makes me stuck, right? But look at me now. I'm doing something profound. I'm doing work for you, for everybody, right? And I think everyone's going to benefit from that. But my question is how to get unstuck from this situation where I seemingly do something very good, but still feel that I'm kind of not getting anywhere in terms of growing up.
I think you are probably overthinking the situation. And by that, I mean, again, it's good just to live with it a while. You have a constant need to kind of organize and reorganize and then reorganize again, and the constant need to improve it, make it better. And sometimes we can get in our own way. If we try too hard to optimize something, we end up making it less optimal just because we're poking at it too often. So I would say just relax a bit. You need to be with it for a while and ask the question in your mind, how can I be of the most help? What can I do? And some of those answers are going to be, well, pay attention to your family, raise your kids, make your wife feel happy. Those are all things that are important for you to do. And it's also important to be of service to people. Well, you're working on a TikTok thing, and that's of a service. And that service will affect literally millions of people eventually, because TikTok runs through millions of people every hour. So that's something that's valuable. But so are your kids and your wife and your pet cat or dog or horse or whatever you've got. All of those things are very important, and you need to excel at all of them. And you don't want any one of them to overshine all the others. It's not like, well, this work I'm doing is just more important, so I got to do it now. And, I can't be with my kids right now because I got this work to do. You need to balance all of that. All of it's important. You need to tend to all of it. You can't just get so focused on something that everything else kind of gets put to the wayside. That is not helpful. You need to balance and say, if I'm lowering entropy on this thing I'm concentrating on, but how much entropy is being created by these things that I'm neglecting and not paying attention to. So you look at the whole thing and say, I've got to stay balanced with all of it. I can spend some time here and some time there, but, the times that it's really important, I need to be there. When I put my little boy or little girl to bed, when I'm being with my wife at dinner time, when I'm talking to, somebody who really needs my help, these things are all important, but balance is the key. Don't assess them and say, this one's the most important, so I'll put most of my time here. That's probably not true. You're not seeing necessarily the true importance of those other things, like the lady next door who, has a bad hip and has trouble getting up down the stairs, and when you see her, you go help her because that's obvious a thing to do. But you don't just sit out on the stairs waiting for her to see whether she's going to come out and you can help her. That's not good. So you do things as they're there, but everything's important. And you have to find the balance, how you can do all these things and optimize the good that you're doing overall, because all the things in your life are important. But you just have to do that. Now, maybe working is very important because that's how you feed your wife and children. And even though you don't like it so much and it isn't very spiritual, you do it anyway because that's what puts food on the table. Well, that's important that your children have food and shelter and clothes to wear and so on. So you do that. But you just have to decide all the things that are important in your life and what kind of time you can put to them. And I find that, the relationship things are the things that are most important. That's where a lot of the growth comes from. That's where you learn to give. That's where you learn to care about others. It's not in the things you do out in the world are not as important as the things you do from your heart, with your family, with the people that you connect to. Those are things are the most important in the long run. The outside world will take care of itself somehow. It can get along with you or without you. Now, you may be very helpful to getting it along, and if you can, that's wonderful. You can fix things and make things better for 1 million people. But you also have to say that the other things in your life are also very, very important as well. So I think that's maybe been your problem, is focus. You get focused on one thing, and then you get so driven down that one thing that you kind of neglect the other things. And that's been part of your problem. You get not really obsessed, but you get into something, and then you pour your heart into that, and you neglect other things. But you need to not neglect anything. You need to do it all, but do it all in a way that everything prospers. It's not impossible, but it seems difficult, but you can do that.
I suppose I have come to the same conclusion, but just because I'm listening to you for so long now, but hearing this again from you right now only will solidify my work. I think, well, thank you very much. I would also like you to encourage you to maybe one day share your personal experiences for the benefit of all the other people. I know why you don't want to do it. I know, but maybe there will be the time when there will be something good out of it. I feel it more than understand it, if that helps.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe there will be such a time. I've got a long ways yet to go and a lot of things to do. And yeah, that may come about one day. We'll see.
Thank you.
Would you like to see a better world? Get a better perspective. Balance your intellect with intuition and explore your true nature with the Exploring Consciousness and Everything Paranormal program with Thomas Campbell. In this program, you will have the benefit of Tom's vast experience and learn to access point consciousness, communicate with the larger consciousness system, remote view, use your natural ability to heal with intent, and explore reality in the out-of-body state. His famous binaural beats are included. Details are in the description below. Thank you.